Good afternoon, Raider baseball fans, and welcome to Lake Belton High School, to Bronco Field here on the campus of Lake Belton High School. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside the one and only Mr. Jonathan Kaspar.
Howdy,
And
howdy.
what a great afternoon of baseball that we have planned on tap today between these two top 25 state ranked teams. Rouse coming in at number 7, Lake Belton in at number 15. Lake Belton out of District 22 5A. They are 21 and 4 on the season. They're 10 and 0 in district play. They're coached by Chris Peacock. He's in his 15th year with 241 wins. He's assisted by Dallas Robertson, Chris George, Dallas Grimm, and their 2023 record was 28 and 9, 14 and 0, and were regional quarterfinalists with 7 returning starters, Jonathan.
Yes, I mean, again, some of these names we've seen. I've known we've played Lake Belton last year, if I'm not
We
mistaken,
did, and
and we did
Rouse
recognize some
lost that.
names.
They dropped that game 6-3 last season at this same time last year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And good solid group out here. Again, a beautiful complex that we have, spread over quite a vast amount of acreage as we pulled in. Here on the back side of the complex or back side of the school is where the fields are. And again, absolutely beautiful, beautiful day. Aside from the crazy wind, right? Just
The
cannot
wind,
seem to get rid of that.
the wind has plagued us this season so far. The Raiders out of Region 4, 25 5A. They come into tonight 21-5-1 on the season. They're 8-2 in district play. They're coached by Chad Krempine. He's in his 23rd year as a head coach with 502 wins. He's assisted by Manny Perez, Dan LaPaglia, and Will Noble. Their 2023 record was 30-12-1, 9-5 as a number 4 seed out of District 25 5A and a regional finalist, dropping that series to Bernie Champion 2-1. They have 7 returning starters. And we can go over this. We have the district results from last night's game, Jonathan.
Yes, we do. And I am just giving a quick update. Sorry, a little late to the party here as I was updating Game Changer. Not sure if Kenny, so we can have Game Changer available for everybody at home. And so 25 5A scores for for last night. We obviously had Rouse handling Hayes on the road at the Hayes Field 7-0. Cedar Park took down Glenn at their park 6-0. Lehman was able to get the win, having fallen to Leander 5-1 on Wednesday night. They were get the win 8-7 in a close game there. And then Liberty Hill taking care of business, winning 13-2 against Lockhart at their field. Now bringing up our 25 5A standings. That does see a little bit of change. Obviously, we had Hayes tied with ourselves going into that game. So that shows that Liberty Hill, ourselves, Rouse, and Cedar Park are now all tied at 8-2. We've already played Liberty Hill, but we do set up for that final district games, which will be 13 and 14 at against Cedar Park. Hayes comes in at 6-4. Leander 5-5. Lehman 3-7, and they're rounding out the bottom is Glenn, Grizzlies, and Lockhart Lions at 1-9.
So the thing about that, what we're looking at with the remaining district schedule, is the toughest game that Liberty Hill still has remaining on their schedule is versus Hayes, and for Rouse and Cedar Park, Cedar Park is Rouse's
Yes.
biggest opponent, and Rouse is Cedar Park's biggest opponent left on their schedule.
Correct. And of course, that then shows, and we'll see where these changes happen for next week or as of Monday. But as we did mention previously, right now, top 10 in the state, we do have Liberty Hill at 6, ourselves at 7, and Cedar Park at 9. Cedar Park did, I believe, have a split there that dropped them down into where we were. We were actually at 9, and they were at 6. And so a little bit of flip-flopping there between Liberty Hill and Cedar Park. And then Hayes did find themselves in the top 25 as well. That, again, could change, having fallen 2 games to us this week. So we'll be interested to see what the Monday rankings look like and be able to update everybody come game 1 against Glenn. on Tuesday.
Lake Belton, the only state-ranked team out of District 22 5A.
Correct, and they are number 15. So again, as Michael mentioned at the top of the broadcast here, we are having a meeting of two, just call it top 15 teams between Rouse Raiders and the Lake Belton Broncos.
But a beautiful day, wind blowing in from the north, kind of northeast here today, and it's
out.
Oh, it's blowing out.
Due out,
it was
straight
hard
out to left field.
It was hard to tell those flags because from my vantage point, it actually looks like they're blowing
coming
in.
straight
Right,
at us.
but
Yeah, no, wind is definitely
blowing out. So
very
blowing from the
hard
south.
out of the south. Yes, sir.
A nice brisk wind. So anything lifted to left field could go out of this park.
Correct, and it's basically showing that it's going to be a sustained 20, 21 mile an hour wind throughout this game. So yeah, we're not going to have a change and not going to have it lighten up at all. So anything up in the air getting caught in that jet stream has a chance. I don't know what the distances are as they are not marked, but this does look to be a very big complex here. I would guess that we're probably 320 at minimum going down the lines and probably a good 370 to 380 dead center. So
yeah, I would say
again, that's just
at
a
the very
visual,
least.
just a visual.
And it looks about almost mirrors Rouse's dimensions. So you're looking about 325 down the lines and I think 390 to straightaway center field.
Yes, and it's a big field here. But again, you need a bigger field if you're going to have the wind. Predominantly, it's going to be out of the south during the season, although we have had fronts coming through here and there. And if that were to happen on this field, just the same as Rouse, it makes it hard on anything that gets up in the air. You're not really going to make it very far in the game. So
let's go over our double sponsors for today's games. Our double sponsors are Austin Summit Group, Terry McDaniel and Company Investment, and Team Guerrero. Thank you for your support and sponsorship of Rouse Raider baseball. It is greatly appreciated. Umpires are at the plate and waiting for the coaches. Coach Peacock makes his way out and waiting on Coach Crimpine. Crimp, as he is affectionately called by his players. And most people in the Booster Club just call him Crimp.
yes.
Crimp, no stranger to this area. He coached at Salado for several years. Salado just right down the road from Belton.
Yeah, talking with him before the game, he did say that the assistant coach for Lake Belton, Dallas Robertson, and him are really good friends. They've known each other for a really long time, and as they were cutting up a little bit, Robertson made the crack that when Coach had just gotten here, he was wearing a short still, and he goes, "Man, if think of a guy that has 500 wins but actually wear baseball pants to a game."
Right. So, interesting thing. You had a good talk with Coach Crimpine prior to the game. Talking about his strategy for this game. It doesn't count against Rouse for district standings. But it can play into it in the top 25 standings.
Yes, because this
right
will
because Texas
that.
high school baseball looks at all that. But Coach is using this opportunity, and I'm sure Coach Peacock is the same way. He's got players that he needs to get into the game that don't see playing time in district play, that they need to prepare for the playoffs and get these guys some real game experience.
Correct, and we're going to see that really quickly as we do announce our lineups here. There's already some immediate changes. Again, a non-district game, so you're not really going to see Oscar Salazar or Gavin Silva on the mound because they've already had their starts this week. Even though Gavin was able to come out in the fifth inning and had a lot of pitches left, but again, just looking to give them a rest, and we're going to get to see some different arms on the mound, some that we have seen, but some that we have not at all. So, that'll be interesting to see what happens there. And again, just positional defensive players, being able to sub a few guys in and out and get an idea of what to expect from some of these guys, and again, they're going against a quality team here at Lake Belton, so they're not coming in against a fluff team and not really getting a true standing of what these guys are capable of. So that I like that. I really like that opportunity for them and to hopefully round out that lineup and see how these guys are going to be as we go into the playoffs.
Now they're introducing the lineups, and so we'll follow suit. The visiting Rouse Raiders leading off will be number 9, Rainer Heinrich at second base. He will be followed by number 4, Dawson Snow in left field. Batting third will be the starting first baseman, number 8, Oscar Salazar. He will be followed by the center fielder, number 10, Landon Miller. Batting fifth will be the right fielder, number 21, Rylan Payne. Batting sixth will be the designated hitter, number 27, Connor Thompson. He will be hitting for the starting pitcher, number 5, Trey Schluter. Batting seventh will be the third baseman, number 1, Diego Gayton. Batting eighth will be the shortstop, number 7, Jacob Solis. And rounding out the order will be the catcher, number 14, Xander Forcell. And what a hot bat Forcell has
Xander
had.
has come alive, and I absolutely love seeing that. As again, as just climbing a little bit at a time and getting a little bit better each week, and hopefully he's not peaked. As we want to keep that bat rolling into the playoffs.
Talking about a kid that can stroke with power, and that is Xander Forcell, as he's shown in the past 3 games, with a home run, a triple, a double, singles.
Several
So,
singles.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
doing an outstanding job. Lake Belton leading off will be number 9, Bryce Davis at second base. He will be followed by the first baseman, number 26, Peyton Flanagan. Batting third will be the left fielder, number 11, Peanut Brazel. And batting fourth will be the center fielder, number 6, Brandon Bell. Batting fifth will be the third baseman, number 19, Clint Beck. The designated hitter for the Broncos will be number 7, Caden Ward. He will be hitting for the starting pitcher this afternoon, number 17, Matt Stanford. Batting seventh will be the right fielder, number 2, Cameron Bartz. Batting eighth will be the catcher, number 10, Braxton Cope. And rounding out the order will be the shortstop, number 5, Xavier Rodriguez. We're going to take a moment for the national anthem. We want to thank you for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. We'll be right back, everybody. It's baseball time in Texas as we're set to get underway here in Belton, Texas, on the campus of Lake Belton High School. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside Mr. Jonathan Kaspar, and what a beautiful day for baseball, Jonathan.
Oh, yes, sir. Beautiful, beautiful blue skies, slightly cloudy, but a good, nice wind out of the south, as we mentioned earlier, and beautiful complex, beautiful day. Crowd's already forming a non-district game here, but still bringing the faithful on the road trip. And I do see, I believe, Mr. Rouse down there. I think in the Cowboy.
Yeah, I believe you're right. It's him and Sandra Rouse.
Yes, as Mr.
Here.
Rouse makes his way out for a Lake Belton road game. So not too far down the road. Nice little trip right up 35, as long as you don't run into any accidents, which we were not able to do this morning, and got here early to enjoy the park and talk to the folks. And
defensively for the Broncos this afternoon on the mound will be number 17, Matt Stanford. Behind the plate will be number 10, Braxton Cope. At first base will be number 26, Peyton Flanagan. And second base, number 9, Bryce Davis. At third base, number 19, Clint Beck. At short, number 5, Xavier Rodriguez. Not batting, but in left field, number 11, Peanut Brazel. And in center field, number 6, Brandon Bell. And right field, number 2, Cameron Bartz. Due up for the Raiders in the first, Rainer Heinrich, Dawson Snow, and Oscar Salazar. And we're going to give a shout out to the kind folks, Coach Peacock, allowing us to set up here in the press box. Actually, they have a nice, roomy press box compared to our home press box that is much smaller in size, much more cramped, and this is a lot more roomier. We
you
got
just get to
room
know,
behind us,
you just really get to know everybody better at our, you're not so spread out. It's got to be shoulder to shoulder and have that family environment.
Rainer Heinrich makes his way to the plate, and we will get underway.
I'd love to see Rainer actually get on things a little earlier, as he's been late to the party here.
Stanford winds and deals, and this is line to short, and the throw will not be in time as Rodriguez played it, but it was such a low ball, it hit the turf before it got to his glove, and Heinrich, the throw actually pulled Peyton Flanagan off the bag, and Rainer Heinrich able to get an infield single out of that.
Yeah, good speed there from Rainer, understanding that the ball was going to get down versus just giving up on it, expecting that it was a line drive. So great hustle there, rewarded.
The pitch fouled away for strike one to Dawson Snow. Oscar Salazar on deck.
And the automatic first change we do see here is now Dawson Snow in. Haven't really got to see a lot of opportunity for him to bat this season, so this will be one of those to be mindful of.
That pitch sails high for ball one. And the count will even.
We'll see how that works here in the 2 spot, as Tyler Espinoza, making his way back in, has shown to really be able to hold that spot well.
Snow lines this one back up the middle, and they will get him at first, but they tried to turn a double play, but ended up losing the ball, but able to get the out. So that will be a fielder's choice.
Yeah, great hit and run opportunity there. And Dawson Snow
6-4 on the putout.
Dawson Snow doing exactly what he's expected in a situation like that. Coach calls that hit and run quite frequently, and you really want to see a good solid hit in that situation, which enabled Rainer Heinrich to slide into second easily.
Salazar will take for a strike. Gets the outside corner with the fastball. Landon Miller on deck. Stanford from the stretch. The pitch. That's down and away for ball one.
Yeah, the other thing I really like about our spot here is they've got us set up right behind home plate.
Yeah, it's really nice.
We're on the far end
we've
of the
had some
box.
good experiences this year. Lehman allowing us to set up in their brand new press box, and that one fouled away.
Yeah, so new that it wasn't even completed.
Yeah, wasn't even completed.
We had to watch ourselves getting in there because the rails were not up on the platform as you walk in.
And then Coach Peacock letting us set up here and in the press box. And last night, Hayes, there wasn't room in the press box, but we were able to set up outside of the press box. They have a nice platform out there, and
yes,
that's really a good place. I like being outside on an evening game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, evening game where you're not getting scorched by the sun. So
pitch down and away for ball two, and the count evens once more.
Yeah, something that we thought could have happened when we got here. It's like, oh man, we should have brought a canopy if we'd have had a setup outside, or we'd have been a little toasted with this sun beaming down here at 12:30 first pitch.
The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a pitch down and away for strike three. And Stanford gets his first punch out of the afternoon.
Yeah, Oscar not really happy with himself for being baited in on that breaking ball and really had no chance at all. He tried to throw the bat at it just to hopefully foul off and stay alive in the at-bat, but came up empty and has to walk back dejected to the dugout.
1 on with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Landon Miller at the plate. Ryland Payne on deck. Swing and a miss on a pitch down the middle for strike 1.
Yeah, pulled his head out of that one, did Landon Miller. So love to see him keep that head in and really be able to follow that barrel all the way through contact.
Stanford comes set and the pitch. Another swing and a miss for strike 2.
Yeah, Landon is for sure one of those guys that if he gets a hold of one and gets it up in that jet stream, it can travel a really long way.
The pitch, this was fouled away and will go out of play. And the count will remain 0-2.
Going to get a little help from somebody that happens to be walking in there as the ball lands just past the grass and in towards the parking lot. He go away again here as he did against Oscar for this punch out.
And Miller will call time.
Gosh. It's so bad for a pitcher in that situation with a late
Well, he was taking quite a bit of time.
No doubt. And I mean, I don't fault Landon for making the call, but man, you want to see the pitcher go ahead and finish that pitch so he doesn't hurt himself.
The 0-2, this is hit foul down the third baseline.
And those guys are, downhill pitchers that are just coiling up and trying to unload, and then they have to stop. That can definitely tweak a shoulder, a tendon, a ligament.
A lot of room down that first base line if he can hit it right. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And that will end the Raider first. They get no runs on one hit. They leave one. After 1/2, we're still scoreless here in Belton. Due up for the Broncos in their half of the first. Bryce Davis, Peyton Flanagan, and Peanut Brazel. Defensively for your Raiders. On the mound will be number 5, Trey Schluter. Behind the plate, number 14, Xander Forcell. At first base, number 8, Oscar Salazar. At second, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. At third, number 1, Diego Gayton. At short, number 7, Jacob Solis. At left, number 4, Dawson Snow. In center, number 10, Landon Miller. And in right, number 21, Ryland Payne.
Yeah, this obviously non-district game, but is going to see the return to the starting pitcher position is Trey Schluter. And again, just somebody coming off of an injury earlier in the season. And we did get to see on the night of Coach Crimpin's 500th win, Trey Schluter got the close, got the save when he closed that game. And
well, it wasn't a save, but he did close.
Sorry, yeah, the score was not close enough to be deemed a save, but yes, thank you. You're right. It has to be 3 runs or less to be considered a save.
I believe the tying run has to be at the plate.
Okay.
For a save situation. Interesting fact that you did point out, both second basemen sport the number 9, and both are leadoffs for their team.
In the lineup. Yes, sir. I wanted to make sure to point it out because you got on me about last night. I didn't mention that both the catchers were number 14.
Schluter with the windup, a fastball just up out of the zone for ball 1.
One thing we will see, and we've come accustomed to, is how quick Trey Schluter works.
A breaking ball gets the outside corner for a strike, and that will even it up at 1.
It's very decisive, and again, he's already ready to go, and he's always waiting on the batter versus the other way around.
Fastball fouled away for strike 2, and Davis down in the count 1-2.
And the great thing is Xander recognizes that and wants to get him that call. The new addition this year of having the earpiece so that coach or somebody in the dugout is able to make the call for the pitch.
Schluter from the stretch, the 1-2. This is hit over to third. That is played by Gayton. The throw to first in time, and that will retire Davis. 5-3 on the putout.
Yeah, and again, Diego Gayton, nobody new to the third base spot, as we did see that quite frequently earlier in this season in district play. Dawson Snow out and left. Again, somebody that did come in last year a lot.
Peyton Flanagan stands in. He will take for ball one. Peanut Brazel on deck.
Great
You
name.
don't run into too many young men named Peanut. A breaking ball misses just a little bit high for ball two.
At least not without it being a nickname, right?
Right. And maybe it is a nickname. I'm not sure. Pitch misses low for ball three, and Flanagan with a 3-0 count.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I was thinking that at least one of those first two pitches would have been called. They were very close. And
the 3-0 pitch, that's high for ball four.
As all
Schluter issues his first walk of the afternoon. And that will bring up Peanut Brazel. Brazel, the left fielder for the Broncos.
Shiny yellow batting gloves and wristband there for Peanut Brazel. Maybe he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Schluter deals the inside corner for a strike. One on with one out. Clint Beck on deck for the Broncos. The 0-1 delivery down and away for ball one. Now we'll even it up.
Yeah, and Peyton Flanagan not really taking much of a lead over there at first. I'm not sure that we're in much of a risk of a base stealer.
This is a curveball that's hit on. The throw to second will be in time. That'll be a fielder's choice for Brazel, and that will go 4-6.
Yeah, Rayner doing the right thing there. Obviously, you always want to get the lead runner if you have an opportunity, and he was able to get his feet, make a good crisp throw. Jacob Solis covering, tried to do the little swipe of the bag with the foot and make the throw, but he realized that the speed of Peanut Brazel didn't require him to throw.
Fastball down the middle for Brandon Bell. I think I said it was Clint Beck on deck a while ago. It's actually Brandon Bell. I skipped over that and pitch in for a strike. Bell, the center fielder this afternoon. Throw over to first.
Caught him leaning, but he was able to bounce back, was Brazel. Very well-timed pickoff attempt.
Coach mentioning that he would probably go with about 5 pitchers this afternoon. Looks like he's got somebody getting loose already.
And I can't tell because he decided to get on the bullpen.
On the inside part.
Right on the.
It's a 2-lane bullpen, and we can see lane number 2. We just can't see lane number 1. It's blocked by the dugout.
But I can see the face, and that looks to be Dalton Holbrook.
That ball misses high for ball one. That will even things up.
Yeah, can't see a number at all, but it's just tall enough when on the mound, and he is a lefty, so.
Throw over. That may be Carson Henderson.
Well, that's why I was looking at the face. But I can just barely see.
Schluter comes set. The 1-1 pitch. This is hit back up the middle. This will be played by Heinrich. The throw to first will be in time, and that will end the Bronco first. They get no runs on no hits They leave one, and after one inning, it's still scoreless.
0-0, and both pitchers doing really well to induce ground balls, if contact at all. And again, with records that each of these two teams possess, you would expect that would be the case. That, again, non-district, but you're not really going to have a situation where anybody's going to want to lose this game. They're still going to want to go in, and because, again, it will affect the top 25 state rankings with there being both top 15 teams.
Matt Stanford back out to pitch the second. Due up for your Raiders, Ryland Payne, Connor Thompson, and Diego Gayton.
Now, I did think I heard rumblings earlier that Coach Peacock not changing up his lineup based off of what he has done throughout the year, at least the starting lineup. We will also see does he make some changes as the game progresses and get some other guys an opportunity to get in there and get some work in. Still warming up, so it's very possible that Trey may just be getting. No, that is Carson Henderson. Yep, I got a better look at him there. That is Carson. Which we did not see him this week, as we did Dalton Holbrook. So it's very likely to get him in and get him some pitches.
Stanford delivers down the middle for a strike. And he will take for strike two.
The pitch, he leaned into it as if he wanted it and then decided against, but take strike two. Right on the inner half of the plate.
The 0-2 pitch, that's inside for a ball, and that's probably what he thought he saw last time. It was inside and not a strike. The 1-2 pitch, that is hit on and into left field. That'll be a leadoff single for Ryland Payne.
Yeah, and interesting enough, that was actually an outer half pitch that you would normally like to see them go down that first base line, and he was able to pull across it and find that 5-6 hole there as it rolls out to left field, just beyond the diving stretch of Clint Beck. Made a great attempt at it.
Connor Thompson, the designated hitter this afternoon. We've seen Thompson play out and right. He will show bunt. He will foul it away. I think he tried to check it.
He tried to pull back, yes, sir, and not fast enough as that got on him a little quicker than he expected. But here comes the small ball opportunity from Connor Thompson, who actually had a great preseason average and did see that dwindle as the district play started.
Not in time as Ryland's back in quickly.
And he was one of those that was in the 2 spot trying to find what was going to work for the lineup.
Again, he'll show bunt and will take a strike. And quickly in an 0-2 count. The pitch for Stanford. A pitch way outside, and
just like
Thompson
Oscar
swings at a pitch way out of the zone for strike 3.
Yeah, I'll tell you what,
number 1.
Connor Thompson's stance in the batter's box very reminiscent of former Houston Astro.
Then the Astros came back last night and lost 8-12. I mean 12-8.
Yeah.
Throw over to first, not in time.
We've already discussed that. Okay.
When we left,
no need to live in the past.
When we left the game last night, it was 12-3 Texas, and then I noticed that the final score was 12-8.
Yeah.
Throw over to first again, and not in time. We want to thank everybody tuning in and watching Rouse baseball here on your Saturday afternoon and spending some time with Jonathan and myself. Payne will pick up.
What? How was he out?
Yeah, I
He
don't.
slid well underneath it and never came off the bag. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Wow.
Can I go to replay on that? Oh,
That will
we don't
go.
have replay.
That will go 2-4.
And that was a ball, if I'm not mistaken. No. Called it a strike. Okay. Oh, he swung, didn't he? He did.
Yeah.
That's right. It
And
may have
0-1, and he will take for a strike.
It may
and
have been a
0-2.
ball, but he swung as he should on a steal situation. Again, possible hit and run.
The only thing I could think is when he slid over the bag, he stood back up. His foot must not have
maybe
been on the
off,
bag.
Yeah.
Checks his swing, said he held up, and
No go.
that will go for ball 1.
Had he not, that would have been the third strikeout on a very similar pitch, well out of the zone, as the batters are a bit antsy up there, swinging at a lot of junk.
The 1-2 pitch.
Right down the pipe. Right down the middle, and once again, leadoff on, and
Well,
not
the
able to be
Raiders last
effective.
night only had one strikeout, and this afternoon, through 2 innings, they have 4. 3 swinging, 1 looking.
Yeah, and everything was contact. A lot of contact throughout the game last night, and did take a little while before they broke it open. Yeah. Coach Crimp and Manny talking to the home plate umpire to sort of get a feel for what happened there on the slide, and not sure that he's at all happy with what the decision was on the call.
We do have Carson Henderson on the mound. He comes on in relief of Trey Schluter.
Yes, sir. And we do still have Jacob Solis, Snow. Oh, we have a new center. Nope, or we don't. Never mind.
Due up for the Broncos, Clint Beck, Caden Ward, and Cameron Bartz.
Okay. No other defensive changes.
Let's go over our triple sponsors. We want to thank B2Z Engineering and 4-Wheel Parts for their sponsorship of Rouse Raider Baseball. Thank y'all so very much. We appreciate your sponsorship of Rouse Raider Baseball and all of these fine young men. Henderson, a lefty on the mound, facing Clint Beck. Henderson going from the stretch. First pitch down and away for ball 1.
And Henderson from the left side. One of 2 lefties.
Breaking ball outside for ball 2.
For the Rouse Raiders.
The 2-0. This is
weak fly ball.
Popped up and playable. Rainer Heinrich will make the catch.
Yeah, and having to sort of, that sun at 12, super high, and all the sunglasses on out there, and using the glove to really shade himself so he has a good eye on that ball and is able to make the catch.
That will bring up Caden Ward. He's a designated hitter, and he will take for ball 1.
Number 7, and his name is Caden.
Hey, interesting.
Sounds familiar.
Pitch in for a strike, and they will even things up. The 1-1 pitch. misses low for ball 2. Nice covered batting cages. I mean, everything is just very
Top
nicely
notch.
situated.
Top notch.
They've got 8 tennis courts back behind us. Softball field adjacent to us. That pitch fouled away, and the count will even it 2.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, anybody want to need some baseballs? I found some as I walked
The 2-2
out.
pitch. This has popped up, and Rainer Heinrich will make a leaping catch.
He tried to make it look more interesting. I don't know that he really had to jump on that one, but
Now batting for right fielder number 2, Cameron Barnes.
but made the play nonetheless.
Yep. Number 2, Cameron Bartz, will come to the plate. He is the right fielder for the Broncos. The first offering from Henderson misses just outside for a ball.
Something we've seen regularly throughout the year so far is Xander Forsell doing a great job of sneaking that into the strike zone after the catch, and he was not given that strike call.
1-0 is swung on and missed, and that will even up. One again. He goes with a changeup on the swing and a miss.
Very, very deceiving, especially from a lefty. As the ball breaks back in. Oh, got it.
Catches him looking for strike 3, and that will do it for Bartz. They go in order in the second.
We're through 2 complete here.
Both sides did.
Yeah, and again, I think they're just trying to get a feel now with the change that we see are going to be seeing frequently is these pitchers are not going to have a lot of opportunity to understand what this strike zone is like. From what I'm seeing, he's not liking the upper half of the zone. He's definitely liking the ball down, and he's really not giving him anything on the outer half, but possibly maybe they can sneak something in on the inside, as we've seen some of those strikes called. But some pitchers just don't like to live there at all, right? They really like to get people swinging on those outer half pitches.
We do have a pitching change.
Yes, we do.
Number 16.
Yep, and that is Haddett. Number 16 is going to be Brandon Holly. Number 16, Brandon Holly in pitching for Lake Belton. And let's see if we've got any other changes. Number 20.
Due up for the Raiders, Solis, Forsell, and Heinrich.
6. 11.
I guess the interesting thing that I don't see on the football stadium, I don't see in a visiting side stands unless it's much smaller. You just can't see it behind the home stands.
Oh, it's there. Yeah, I can see it.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Just the edge of it over the top of the bus from where I'm standing. Yeah. Can I?
Lead off the 3rd inning for the Raiders.
I don't think so. Use your binoculars. Brandon Holly on the mound for the Broncos, who will face Jacob Solis. Solis with his first opportunity of the afternoon. And he will take for a strike. Xander Forsell on deck. Solis will hit this one into left and have a leadoff single.
Very nice. Very nice. Very similar to Ryland Payne's at bat and finding that 5-6 hole there for a leadoff single. We'll see if we can make some
Now batting the catcher, number
adjustments
14 is
here.
Xander Purcell.
As we mentioned previously, Xander Forcell riding a hot bat coming in for a lot of extra base hits. And not short on power, especially to the left side.
The pitch from Holly. This is hit back into left. This will be a ground ball.
And of course, as I say that, he barely made contact with that, but a little CNI single there as it finds the exact same 5-6 hole that Jacob Solis hit it in. Almost exact same.
Do have a courtesy runner coming in for Forcell. That will be
First base.
Gavin Silva.
Number 6, Gavin Silva.
Rainer Heinrich at the plate with Dawson Snow on deck.
Wow, and look at the shit. I mean, they are really crowding the inner left center and right center on the outfield. So your lines down each line is a mile wide.
Holly comes set from the stretch. Heinrich shows bunt, lays off for ball one.
Yeah, Peyton Flanagan over there at first, defensively, already seeing that was possibly going to happen. And
shows bunt.
Oh, got him. They got him.
And they picked him off.
Jacob Solis caught sleeping as he got a little too far, and the corners crashed, yelling bunt. And
that will go 1-4. And so they pulled the trickaroo on Solis, and he baited for it.
Yes, he did.
This is hit out towards left center, and it'll go by Peanut Brazel to the fence.
That would have been 2 runs scored had it not been.
The throw home.
Oh, and he's out.
Is out. And Silva not beat it home.
Oh, no.
That will go.
Started the slide.
That will go 7.
Okay, well, hang on. There's actually going to be a discussion. Was he blocking home plate and not allowing him a right to Gavin Silva, the right to slide, as he had to slide very wide, and of course was tagged without even being close to making contact with home plate.
So
I'll go 7-2 on the putout of Silva.
But all in all, a really, really good transition there, and way to get the ball in quick and give them
I think I went to short, right? So I went 7-6-2, I think,
sir.
right? 7-6-2.
Yeah, great transition there on the cutoff. As he was very fast to home, and ball definitely beat Gavin Silva there, so no doubt.
And so it sounded like the umpire may be giving Coach Crimpine a warning for the dugout.
Oh, well, yeah, because Oscar is in the batter's box, and I think he had maybe a couple of choice words for the home plate umpire, as he was the one pointing out the fact that the catcher was blocking the line.
Left fielder Dawson Snow.
Two away for Dawson Snow. Snow is 0 for 1. He hit into a fielder's choice, and he will take. Wow, what a nice pitch.
Like a good pitch from here.
For a ball.
Again, not giving him the outer half, although that caught a lot of the plate.
Well, he's called that a strike previously. Oscar Salazar on deck. Snow will line this one to short. It'll be played by Rodriguez, and the throw to first in time. That will go 6-3 as the Raiders unable to take advantage.
Yeah, second inning in a row, getting the leadoff on, and actually the first 2 on for the first time with no outs. And a base running error and I wouldn't say Gavin's was a base running error. It just was a great.
So Lisa's was a base running error.
Exactly. I said one base running, and then I don't know that I would
no,
say
because
two base running
he was sent
errors.
by coach.
Correct. But I'm still not going to call that an error on coach's part.
No.
Gavin still
It was
has a lot of speed. Great transition, great play defensively from Lake Belton, is able to cut him down at home. And, just like that, they go 2 on, no outs to only 1 on with 2 outs with a great hit from Rainer Heinrich.
Carson Anderson back out to pitch the third. Due up for the Broncos in the third. Braxton Cope and Xavier Rodriguez and Bryce Davis. We want to take this opportunity to recognize our home run sponsors. Tumble 22 in Cedar Park, Mode Design Company, Oots Environmental, Toyota of Cedar Park, and Mac Hike Ford of Georgetown. Thank you so very much for your sponsorship for Rouse Raider Baseball. We couldn't do it without you and your gracious sponsorship.
Yes, sir. Very much appreciative of every one of you allowing us to have our equipment and upgrade equipment and continue to broadcast.
Braxton Cope will take 4 ball. It's his first at bat of the afternoon. Rodriguez on deck.
There it is.
Breaking ball in for a strike.
Great sweeping pitch there from Carson Henderson. And we do have somebody else in.
Pitch high and outside for ball 2.
Nathan Miller is now up in the bullpen warming up. Oh, and the other catcher is number 48 today. It's Corman.
Comorn.
Comorn.
This will be lined to second. It gets through Heinrich's feet as he didn't even get a glove on it.
Yeah, he actually was backing up to field the ball better on the hop, and because he was going to be in between hops, and instead of charging it, backing up, it fooled him and got right underneath his glove. Wow, not something that you see.
But it was a playable ball.
Very much. Yeah, that's an error.
That's an error.
That is an error.
That'll be an E4 on Rainer Heinrich.
Instead of him playing the ball, he let the ball play him, as the saying goes, as you're backpedaling.
A bunt. It's a pop-up bunt, and Diego Gayton able to make the catch. What a play by Gayton as he comes sliding in. That'll be a pop-up.
Yeah, looking to lay the bunt. That is, again, why you crash as a third baseman, and he gave himself a great opportunity, and with that turf was able to slide right underneath the ball, getting very low and making the catch.
Bryce Davis 0 for 1. He grounded to third his first time up. The first pitch, this is hit out to right center. Landon Miller will play it, and we'll get the throw back in, and that will hold Cope at third base.
Now with Lake Belton with their first opportunity, being able to put together a couple of hits. And
how costly is that error right there?
Yes, sir.
On a routine ground ball. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Peyton Flanagan. Flanagan drew a walk his first time up. Peanut Brazel on deck. This is chopped on and hit down the third baseline, goes foul.
Yeah, Diego definitely fielded that nonchalant from my angle. It looks like it was right on the line, but they definitely had the better line of sight on that ball being foul.
Yeah, I thought he was in foul territory when he made the catch.
Yes.
The 0-1, that is fouled back for strike 2.
Peanut looking to really try to use all sides of the field as that just misses foul down the right field line.
Well, Peanut's on deck.
Oh, sorry.
That is hit back up the middle. That'll score Cope. Runners at first and second with 1 out for Peanut Brazel. Brazel is 0 for 1. He hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. Forsell will call time and trot out to the mound. And
yeah, they may be going to look to change up signs a little bit here with now a runner on second. There's always that possibility of them being able to see and look in and motion to the batter to let him know what the pitch is. So go to a little bit of a different way of delivering the pitch selection from catcher to pitcher.
First pitch to Brazel misses low for a ball. One 0 sails high and outside for ball 2. The 2-0 delivery. That's down and away for ball 3. Christina Diaz checking in. Let's go Raiders. Great to have y'all with us this afternoon, Christina.
Hey, Mama Diaz.
The 3-0. That's in for a strike.
Right the ship there and try to get back into this.
Well, you know what better
count.
be coming on a 3-0 count, right? You know it should be coming down the middle, so most likely you have green line all the way.
And there
that pitch in for a strike, a curveball.
Yeah, back in on the inner half. And
Henderson works it back full.
Of course, Brazel's looking at the ump saying, inside? Yeah, he was inside, but it was a strike. He's like, okay.
Brandon Bell on deck. This has popped up to third. Or a grounder off the third, I'm sorry. It hit the ground first, but they will get Bryce Davis at third with the fielder's choice.
Yeah, and again, one of those just tall enough off the bounce, high enough off the bounce to keep Diego from being able to have an opportunity for a double play there. And that's one thing you will see on a turf field is those bounces are very strong and very lively.
I'll bring up Brandon Bell. Bell grounded to second.
Oh,
that'll go over the outstretched arms of Diego Gayton, and that will score Flanagan.
Yeah, just Diego did everything he could to make a play on that over the shoulder and just barely missing it. And very well placed dink fly ball.
Third baseman, Clint, back.
Runners on the corners.
And again, having a heck of a time at that error, was the one error has allowed 2 runs to score. And we will now see Nathan Miller make his way to the mound. Yes, as Coach Crimpine immediately grabbing the ball from Henderson. And Henderson pitched well. Aside from one strong hit to right center.
Well, it's, that's where errors end up hurting a pitcher, right? The fielding errors can decimate a pitcher.
Correct. That was just
where he should have probably been out of the inning.
Very much so. Very much so.
And
that's we know how that works.
Runs.
That's what took us out of the playoffs last year. was that one, game 2, 3 errors led to 5 runs in that game 2
where we were in control of the game.
in Bernie Champion, and we lose the game 6-5. So, and literally, like I said, 5 runs score with 3 errors in the same inning.
Nathan Miller getting his warm-ups in.
Yeah, Nathan, we did see Nathan in game 1 against the Hayes Hawks at home.
And while he's doing that, let's recognize our Grand Slam sponsors. Pulley offers Texas construction teams a new take on building permitting. As your expediter, Ashley Knight ensures accurate permit requirements, fewer rounds of comments, and full visibility at every step so you can break ground sooner. Faster permits in Texas starting today. And Energy for Purpose. We perform energy audits for a purpose, stewarding energy use to impact the most vulnerable. Again, thank you, our Grand Slam sponsors, for your valued and generous generous support of Rouse Raider baseball.
So Nathan, going 2 innings on Wednesday night, but very few pitches. So,
hey, Christina, let us know that Momo and Popo said hello. Well, hello, Momo and Popo. I miss you fine folks, and look forward to seeing you again in the near future.
Looks like we do already have somebody starting to stretch. As Coach did mention, he's looking to make several changes on the mound and get some arms, some work, and reps. And so somebody's already getting stretched.
Clint Beck will stand in. He's 0 for 1. He popped up to second his first time up.
Oh, and not runners on the corners, actually. We have
Caden Ward on deck. And we actually have runners at first and second.
Second and third.
Yeah, second and third. I'm sorry.
Like I'm not seeing something.
I guess I'm looking dyslexically right now.
Yeah, he was able to advance to second on the throw in from Dawson Snow.
First pitch gets the outside corner, and that was probably a little generous.
Generous, I would say as well. But Nathan is not a over-the-top pitcher. He does have that little 3/4 slot, so that did move a lot from middle half of the plate over the corner.
This is hit down the third baseline fair, and that'll bounce off of Gayton's leg, and that will score 2 runs.
And again, just not fielding the ball, and it was a well-hit ball down the line, and Diego was retreating as he was trying to field it off the hop, and glances off of his body and out to Dawson Snow's getting a lot of work out there. Swing and a miss or foul for strike 1.
Caden Ward.
To Caden Ward.
Miller from the stretch. He checks back at second. A swing and a foul for strike 2.
And Cameron Bart's keeping his on-deck fielding percentage at 1,000 on that foul ball.
And he swung around.
Oh, and we had okay.
It was a strike. It was a strikeout. He was just throwing it down. And
4 runs on 4 hits and an error. We'll go to the top of the 4th inning. Lake Belton on top of Rouse 4-0.
Lake Belton gets 4 runs on 3 hits and 1 error, and they leave 1.
Yeah.
And they lead this one after 3, 4-0 over Rouse.
Yeah, and as you would expect, an immediate powwow session with Coach Krimpine in the dugout for the Rouse Raider players is he is not happy at all with what he just saw from the players. And honestly, I would potentially say 2 errors there, but with that ball being deep in third base line, had Diego fielded it, I don't know if he'd had a strong enough arm or enough time to get the play at first.
Yeah, I don't think that he would. And that other one, I mean, he's just playing the hot corner over there.
Yes, sir.
And so, but that critical error on Braxton Cope that allowed him to eventually come around and score changes the complexion of an inning, right?
Yeah, and here's again adversity, right?
Yeah,
Again, it's
especially when you're
not a
playing against
district.
good teams that could take
Yes.
advantage of weaknesses.
Yes, not a one that's going to hurt the district standings, but again, as we mentioned, it is one that will affect top 25 rankings. You know, against another top 25
Well,
team.
I mean, really, how valued is that? Is because most teams on Saturday ball game, on district ball games, are just playing guys most of the time that don't get the opportunities to play
Correct.
or hit, and so coaches give those teams that opportunity. They're not necessarily looking to save a ranking; they're looking for playoffs, right? So this is where you're conditioning players to get the opportunity to be ready for the playoffs in the event that they're needed, because you play up to a 3-game series once you get into the playoffs. Now it's actually they could still flip for one, but I thought that went away. But last year Cedar Park did flip for a 1-game series versus Rouse.
Correct. And yeah,
ended up losing
I
that one.
think that could go away.
Salazar will hit this one back up the middle. It's played by Davis. The throw to first will be in time.
Now batting, center fielder.
Yeah, but the other side of that, or the way I would look at it is
Landon Miller.
It's giving coach an opportunity to work some guys out, but he wants to be able to see that this game still means something to his guys and not get lazy and not think of it as it doesn't hurt our district standing, so a loss is no big deal, as coach really wants to see the win.
Miller will foul this one back out of play.
Yep, that's what I say, right about there. I'd have been able to catch that last night.
Right.
Last night. So, with us being outside at Hayes.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. This one's hit back up the middle. This will be played by Rodriguez, and the throw to first will be in time, and that will retire Miller for out number 2. 6-3 on the putout.
For right fielder Ryland Payne.
Ryland Payne will come to the plate. He is 1 for 1. He singled to left his first time up. Nobody on with 2 outs here in the top of the third, or top of the fourth. Payne will take for a ball. Pitch down the middle for a strike. 1-1 the count. They do have activity in the Bronco bullpen. He will show bunt, and on a pitch that he should have drew back on. That was in the left batter's box coming across the plate.
Big kid, too. Number 29, Tate Lisenby.
The 1-2 pitch, that is fouled back.
Warming up in the bullpen.
Holly will deal. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and the Raiders go in order in the 4th.
Yeah, not the answer that Coach Grimpine was looking for there with his 4, 5, and 6 hitters, or sorry, 3, 4, and 5 hitters
Broncos on top 4-0.
coming up and going 3 up, 3 down with 2 weak ground balls and a strikeout.
Nathan Miller will make his way back to the mound. Due up for the Broncos, Cameron Bartz, Braxton Cope, and Xavier Rodriguez. Broncos batting 8 in that last inning.
And I have not seen anybody else in the bullpen for Rouse, as Coach may be deciding to stick with Nathan Miller a little bit longer as his third pitcher of the game. Real quick recap here as far as Henderson and Schluter go. Each one, Schluter going 1 full inning, no strikeouts and 1 walk. Carson Henderson going 1 2/3, allowing 3 hits, 1 strikeout and no walks, but no earned runs as a result of the error.
Bartz will take for a ball. He's 0 for 1. He was struck out looking his first time up back in the second. Actually, to end the second, a swing and a miss on a pitch down and away.
Yeah, a lot of great late movement there by Nathan Miller, getting a whiff.
A breaking ball sails high for ball 2.
Just above the zone there.
2-1. This is hit back out to center.
Great
And Landon Miller
play.
with a great diving catch. It actually is a diving sliding catch.
Yeah, diving sliding. He was on that, read that perfectly the entire way. Without a great first step that he just had, he had no chance at making that catch. Again, diving forward, sliding down low, able to make the play.
That will bring up Braxton Cope. He's 0 for 0. He reached on an error and came around to score. That pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Breaking ball gets the top of the zone for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch down and away for ball 1.
Just working himself a little bit further away from the plate, seeing how far he can go out there before it's not offered at.
Xavier Rodriguez on deck. And I'm not sure. Did he call time?
Xander.
Oh, for Xander?
Yeah, I think it was a tie. I think he pointed it. Oh, no. They balked.
2-2.
They're calling a balk on that. Yeah, that was a ball as a balk, but.
Man, I have.
Honestly, I was picking up on something. I don't think he came set.
Well, nobody's on base, does he?
After he came set, he moved again. No, that's why, yeah.
Wow,
with the balk, they give it a ball call. So now.
I've never seen that at the high school level. Swing and a miss, a drop third strike. Sanders sets and throws and completes the strikeout of Cope. K2-3 on the drop third strike for out number 2.
Number 5 is Xavier Rodriguez.
And yep, now we do have somebody starting to warm up. And now it looks like we have Dalton Holbrook because this is a lefty. So he's the last.
Swing and a miss for strike one. Rodriguez popped up his first time up. He's 0 for 1. That pitch misses a little high for ball one.
Sure.
That was one of those that Diego Gayton came sliding in to make the catch. A breaking ball in for a strike. 1-2.
Again, loving that inner half. And if you have the ability to hit your spots, as Nathan Miller is showing, you can really be effective.
Bryce Davis on deck. That pitch misses well outside for ball 2.
He tried to change the timing. Did you notice that? A long late kick from Nathan Miller.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's laughing, is because he tried to do the
swing and a miss. For strike 3. And so I think Forcell was of the mindset that he dropped it, that he needed to throw down to first to complete it, and the umpire had already called him out.
Yeah, that and he had not ran up the line. He had already given himself up as he was walking his way back to the dugout. So I think that also had a play in it.
Due up for the Raiders, Thompson, Gayton, and Solis.
And again, we do have a new pitcher, and that is Tate Lisenby. I think I said that right. It was Liz, not Lies. Gosh, I knew it was a Z.
So what's his number?
Number 29.
29?
Lefty. Another lefty. Big boy, too.
Tate Lisenby.
6'4", 6'5". He's tall.
Man, he is. We want to take this opportunity to thank our Grand Slam, or not our Grand Slam, but our walk-off level sponsors. GPS Legends Baseball. With over 50 years of professional playing experience on staff, we help young men find their direction on and off the field. It's bigger than baseball. Thank you for your kind and generous support of Rouse Raider Baseball, GPS Baseball. We're glad to have you on board with Rouse.
29, Tate Lisenby. Now batting DH, Connor Thompson.
Yeah, Connor Thompson staying in the game here. And
Connor Thompson 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He will swing on the first pitch from Lisenby for strike 1.
Yeah, and obviously the immediate nickname there, not Tate, it's Tater, as I heard from the crowd.
Wild pitch in the dirt for ball 1. That pitch high and outside for ball 2. The 2-1. This is popped up and playable. Davis calls everyone off. He'll make the catch, and that will do it for Thompson.
Now batting third baseman, number 1, Diego Gayton.
A weak fly ball there.
Diego Gayton makes his way to the plate. Gayton is 0 for 1. He struck out looking. And he will foul this one away. So Lee's helping his on-deck fielding percentage.
Yes, he is.
Pitch outside for ball 1. That'll even it up. 1 out with nobody on here in the top of the 5th. Your Raiders trailing 4-0 to the Broncos. Pitch outside. Cope tried to sell it, but it was just too far outside. He did a good job of framing the pitch.
It never hurts to try, right?
2-1. That pitch is in for a strike.
No need to frame that one right down the middle.
As Lisenby loses his ball cap on the pitch.
I do see, as I mentioned, we do have Dalton Holbrook warming up, and I also see Carter May starting to stretch his arm out a little bit with the
pitch way outside for ball 3.
Rod, or what they call that? A little flex rod.
This
There's
is
a shot.
hit down the left field line. Gayton will leg this out into a double, and he will round second and hold up.
Yeah, great shot there, right down. Just sees that, follow the line all the way to that corner.
Shortstop, number 7, Jacob Solis.
Jacob Solis is 1 for 1 with a single.
Yeah,
He singled to left.
Did right through that 5-6 hole, and this was actually the start of a really good inning with Jacob Solis, followed up by Xander Forcell a couple of innings ago, and see if they can repeat and work some more of that magic now with a runner on second and get back in this game.
Solis will hit this one out to shallow right field, and Bartz will come up on it and make the catch, and that will retire Solis for out number 2.
Yeah, not quite deep enough, as it was very shallow right field to allow any kind of opportunity for a tag up from Diego. So again, runner in scoring position here for Xander Forcell.
Forcell will take for a strike.
Looks like he was taken all the way there, maybe to get a little bit of a timing down for Tate.
Broncos do have activity in the bullpen. Forcell hits this one out to deep center field.
Yeah,
that will score.
There it is again.
Gayton.
Again, extra base hit. Number
RBI
4
double
in the last 3 games for Xander Forcell, and Gavin Silva will make his way out to relieve him. Give him an opportunity to come in, and a little high five from Coach Krimpine there. It's like loving seeing that.
Number 9, Rainer Heinrich.
As he decides to just swap places with Diego Gayton at second.
Lisenby will deal on the outside corner for strike 1. Heinrich 2 for 2 with a single and a double.
Yeah, that ball just kept traveling.
A slider down and in for ball 1.
Yeah, Brandon Bell looked like he was all over that shot from Xander, and it just kept floating further and further. He still took a stab at it to see if he could catch the ball over the shoulder and missed.
This is hit into left.
And then that'll be an easy
and Silva
play there from
will score.
Brazel bounces it off. I think that would have been one of those late calls from Krimpine to hold Gavin at third until he saw the ball get away, as Peanut was looking to make the throw before he actually had the ball in his glove, and they're able to cut the deficit in half here.
That will bring up Dawson Snow. Snow is 0 for 2. He is hit into a fielder's choice and grounded to short. Cope quickly up on his feet to look Heinrich back at first.
Yeah.
The pitch from Lisenby. This is fouled away for strike 1.
Tell you what, again, another really good look here for Rainer Heinrich. On base percentage now at 1,000 for this game.
Be with us later on or this next week as we face Glenn. That will go to the backstop on a pass ball by.
Yeah, he tried to squeeze it between his. Went through his 5-6 hole there. Little hockey reference.
I believe we will be at Glenn on Tuesday night and home Friday night.
Yeah, normally it alternates, right? So we were.
That pitch high and outside.
We were home away, and then we'll be away home.
Right. And then we'll be home away and close out at Cedar Park.
Yes.
But we have 3 games on tap next week. So Glenn on Tuesday, Glenn on Friday, and Hutto on Saturday, and that will be Senior Day. The Hutto game next Saturday. That pitch inside for ball 4.
And I will be in attendance for that. I not having the plans that we did, so I will make the Saturday game before I head out of town the week after that, and I'll miss the Cedar Park home game. But I'll be back for the away game Friday night.
Salazar comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to second. And he will launch this one foul down the left field side.
Long way foul there. Past the bus, past the parking lot, rolling up to the cop car. Oh. I think it's still going.
Just a long strike. Lisenby from the stretch and the pitch. That will go to the backstop.
Got away from him as he is just.
And the runners will advance. Runners at second and third for Oscar Salazar. The go-ahead run at the plate. This is hit down the third base side. The throw to first will be in time. Now we'll go 5-3
Raiders score a couple of runs on 3 hits.
on the put out of Salazar.
Yeah, and all the damage coming off of 2 outs there for the Raiders. And we do have Dalton Holbrook making his way out to the mound to replace Nathan Miller as he was warming up.
The Raiders get 2 runs on 2 hits, and they leave 2. After 4.5, it's 4-2 Lake Belton.
Yeah, no other defensive changes being made for the Raiders.
Due up for the Broncos. Back to the top of the order, Davis, Flanagan, and Brazel. So I don't know if you saw this on Facebook, Jonathan. Coach Harris posted the picture of Nolan, and he was voted the teammate to have the most angelic singing voice.
Okay. All right. So basically saying if his baseball career doesn't go to the next level, he's going to be a singer, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Wow, I'll have to ask Kaspar about that one and see if Kate and see if that's
interesting.
Did they get any frequent serenading from him in the dugout?
So interesting. I was looking at Bryce Davis. He's got those long locks like Nolan Harris had and has right now. Dalton Holbrook, the 4th pitcher of the afternoon. Rouse Raider Baseball checking in. Let's go Raiders.
Yeah, and real quick update. Nathan Miller does go 1 1/3 inning. No hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. So far the best outing of our trio of pitchers that we've seen thus far.
Davis is 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded out, and he will take for a strike.
And being, again, very effective in getting ahead of his first batter that he'll see this afternoon.
Peyton Flanagan on deck. This is hit to third. Gayton will play it. He'll stop, step, and throw.
Yeah, great play. Charge that
go
ball.
5-3 on the put out of Davis.
Very quick work there of first batter of the inning.
Flanagan will come to the plate. He is 1 for 2. He's 1 for 1. He has a walk and a single, and he takes for a ball.
Yeah, well outside on that pitch from Holbrook.
Brazel on deck. Slider in for a strike.
Yeah, misses on that first pitch well outside and comes straight back to that inner part that we have seen this like so much. And now Flanagan crowding.
Foul tip for a strike.
Wow, he cannot be any further in that box as his toes are almost past the line of the batter's box. Always loved that, though. I think all batters should do that.
The 1-2, that pitch outside, and that will even account it to.
Just allows you to cover the plate so much more, and if you're able to turn with the fast hands on anything inside, you then are enabled to hit those outer half opposite field.
Breaking ball that Xanders does a great job of trying to sell, but it's just outside.
Yeah, it was definitely on the outer half. It looks like it may have crept over a back corner strike, but not getting the call.
The payoff pitch, that'll go to the backstop, and Flanagan will draw his second walk of the afternoon. That will bring up Peanut Brazel. He is 0 for 2. He is hit into back-to-back fielder choices.
Yeah, and if that happens, his speed is what's enabling him not to be hitting into double plays, even though they've been fielded well on each occasion.
Brandon Bell on deck.
Yep, Carter O'Neill now making his way to the mound to start warming up. Not Carter O'Neill, Carter May.
This is popped up and playable. Landon Miller will get to it in time, and that will retire Brazel for out number 2. F8 if you're keeping score.
Which I believe you are.
Broncos center fielder Brandon Bell.
Brandon Bell will come to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded to second. A breaking ball in for a strike.
Lefty on lefty matchup. So hard for the hitter.
You know, when Tim was a pitcher, he hated that matchup. He was a lefty. Goes back-to-back breaking balls.
Yeah, it's so hard to recognize, where it's, if it starts at the plate and breaks across, you can get a strike just as easily as that was at the batter and came right over the middle of the plate.
Throw over to first. Not in time. I think Moore just kind of trying to keep him
honest, right?
Honest.
I still know you're over there. Hadn't forgot about you.
This is hit out to right.
Hit. Ryland immediately just turns as that one hops the fence.
That'll be a triple, an RBI triple.
Yeah, absolute nuke, and Ryland picked up on it right away.
For Brandon Bell.
Now batting third baseman Clint back.
The Broncos extend their lead 5-2 over the Raiders.
Yeah, discussion there that had the wind not been really hurting that one a bit, that would have been gone.
This is fouled back out of play.
And I would have to agree, as that traveled a
Clint
long
Beck.
way.
He was in an 0-2 count, and Holbrook put it in his wheelhouse. A swing and a miss for strike 2.
It was the exact same pitch that was called strike 2 that he did not offer at. And now understanding what kind of movement Holbrook has, he just turned on that one and barreled it up.
Slider dropped third strike. And a bad throw. That will score. That will go as an E2.
So again, Holbrook does get the strikeout in his stat line, but runner is able to get on with the error. And we do have actually 2 folks up, Carter May and...
So that was a K. Drop third strike.
And Tyler Espinoza is actually warming up. Possibly going to see a little bit of time on the mound.
1-0 fouled away for strike 1. 1-1. Cameron Bart's on deck. That pitch outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Ward. Ward is 0 for 2. He has popped up to second and struck out. Breaking ball sails high for ball 3. Holbrook will step off and look back to first. The 3-1. That's ball 4.
Yep, just not able to get that crisp break at the end to get it into the zone, and stays high.
That will bring up Cameron Bartz.
Now batting right fielder, Cameron Bartz.
Bart's 0 for 2. He struck out looking and flied out to center. Flied. Man, Francis, your tongue is just killing you today. Getting all tongue-tied and twisted up. Curveball, throw down to third. Throw down to home, and that's going to score.
Yeah, got him, but
another throwing error.
Yes, sir. That takes Diego high off the plate, off the bag, not able to make the tag, and the ball just gets out of his glove.
And the young man that reached on an error came around to score.
Yes. 2 runs now allowed after the 2 additional runs scored as a result of error.
Another rough inning for the Raiders as errors end up costing a run. And the Broncos will score 3 runs on 1 hit, and they leave none.
Yeah, and then
and extend their lead 7-2.
And you basically turn around and take the 2, there's been more than 2, but take the 2 errors out, and we would be sitting at a 2-1 game, Rouse up right now. As we have 6.
We do have a new pitcher.
Yes. I just saw that
I want to say it's 27.
Yes, sir. And that will be Jaron Pettyjohn.
Pettyjohn?
Pettyjohn. Jaron is Jerryn. And then Pettyjohn, as it sounds, Pettijohn. Jaron Pettyjohn. And he will get to see Landon Miller.
Landon Miller, Ryland Payne, and
Not
Connor Thompson.
Ryland Payne. I do see the bat in the hands of Tyler Espinoza. That will be coming in for Ryland Payne. So just take the number and flip them. Instead of number 21, Ryland Payne, it'll be number 12, Tyler Espinoza. And then we will see who is going to have a bat in their hand after Tyler Espinoza. Not able to see into the dugout from my angle.
Jaron Pettyjohn on the mound to pitch the sixth for the Broncos as he will face Landon Miller, Tyler Espinoza, and Connor Thompson. Well, that may be subject to change as well.
Correct, maybe.
So we'll see. First pitch from Pettyjohn misses outside.
Or even a possible Gavin Silva.
The 1-0, that's high for ball 2. The 2-0, this is hit out towards right center.
Yep.
That will get by Cameron Bartz, and Miller with a stand-up leadoff double.
And our fourth extra base hit for the Raiders. What is that? Oh, my goodness.
Is he doing a jig out there?
He was doing something. I don't know that I would discuss what he was doing. There was a lot of hip movement for Landon Miller there on that double celebration.
That will bring up Tyler Espinoza.
Tyler finding himself in the number 2 spot as he's made his way back in the lineup, but not getting the start in this game. So
he will take for a ball on the outside corner. Or outside, not on the corner.
It was a corner of the other batter's box.
Yeah. The 1-0 from Pettyjohn. This is hit back up the middle. This will be played by Rodriguez. The throw to first. In and out of the glove. That will be an error on the first baseman. A rare error that you see on the first baseman. They have so much grace over there. The throw has to be nearly perfect, but that was into his first baseman glove.
Yeah, Xavier Rodriguez, knowing that he probably had a speedy runner as he made a quick charge on that play, fielded it very well and got it out of his glove very fast.
That will be an E3. That will bring up, looks like Andrew Sanchez.
It does look like Andrew Sanchez. Yes, sir.
And he will take
so number 11, Andrew Sanchez, coming in for Connor Thompson. With Connor, I believe, Ofer pretty much was assured that Coach would change things up.
He will pop this one up and go foul and just out of play. As Cope quickly over to try to make a catch, but it went over the fence for strike 2.
And still Diego on deck. Gayton.
Pettyjohn from the stretch. And the 0-2 misses outside for ball 1. Pettyjohn checks Espinoza over at third. He will come home. And misses low for a ball.
Yeah, everybody thought that should have been called a strike, but you could see
Just it had to be low. I mean, it's really kind of hard to tell from our vantage
Cope
point.
snuck it. I could see Cope snag and bring the glove up, trying to get that call, and as he brought it up into the zone. And
2-2, this is popped up and playable. Cope will make the catch, and that will do it for Sanchez.
Now batting number 1, Diego Gate.
Got some runners out there, only one out, so good opportunity here for the Raiders. They can string together a few more hits.
Runners on the corners with one out. Gayton swings and misses for a strike. He is 1 for 2 with a strikeout looking and a double.
Yeah, he painted that one down the line for that double his last at bat. Turned on one.
And he will take for strike 2, one he wishes he had back. So Lee's on deck. He lifts this one high towards left center.
Deep
left
center.
center
Off
to
the
the
top
fence.
of the fence. Oh, my goodness. Great power
An
out of
RBI double for Diego Gayton.
And immediately Crimp's like, hey, why? I understand it was only one out, but Tyler, you see the numbers of Peanut Brazel, it's almost assured that he's not going to be able to make a play on that ball. And only one run coming in off of a towering shot from Diego Gayton.
That will bring up Solis. He's 1 for 2. He has singled and flown out to right. He will take for a ball.
Yeah, Diego, not a very big guy, but I'll tell you what, that was some real show of power on that shot.
Pitch in for a strike, and that will even it up at 1. Another pitch, a changeup in for strike 2.
Just
took a lot off of that pitch.
And just frozen there. Jacob Solis just pull the trigger, buddy. Pull the trigger.
1-2 the count to Solis. And he will take for ball 2. Pitch above his head.
Yeah.
And high left. Well, yeah, right above his head, I think. 2-2. Petty John comes set. He delivers. This is line to third.
Double play.
And a double play ball.
Unfortunate there for Tyler
As Beck
Espinoza.
will make an unassisted double play.
And again, only able to get one run out of that, even though they put some hits together. And out comes Carter May.
On to the bottom we go. And Carter May will make his way to the mound. Due up for the Broncos in the 6th. Bartz, Cope, and Rodriguez.
And Tyler Espinoza is now coming in place of Ryland Payne in right field. And that is the only defensive adjustment, with the exception of course, no. Xander Forcell is now out of the game.
Number 40?
Yep, and that'll be number 48. Comorn.
Well,
they put Comorn.
What's his name?
Kormon.
Yeah, it's Komorn. Or at least that's their name on Facebook.
Okay, well then I would go
Is
with
his name
that.
Jeremy?
I would definitely go that if that's Facebook. I am getting Jordan.
Jordan.
And it's
Jordan Comorn.
Comorn, right? Komorron. So they had it wrong on the lineup. Spelled
It's
backwards.
even misspelled wrong on Game Changer.
Okay.
There should not be an O after the R. It should be an N. Komorn.
Komorn. Comorn.
Yep.
Okay. Jordan
Comorn. And at catcher for
Xander
Forcell. Carter May getting his warm-ups in. Due up is Cameron Bartz, and he will make his way to the plate.
For the Broncos, for right fielder Cameron Bartz.
Carter May on the mound. He toes in. And the first pitch offering down and away for ball one.
Our first real look at Carter May for this year. I know we did see him make a couple appearances last year.
Comorn gives the sign. May will wind and deal. That's outside for ball two.
And Eli Barron making his way out to the bullpen.
A 2-0 pitch down and away for ball three.
All three very missing, all in the same place. From the right arm of May.
Pitch high, a 4-pitch walk for Cameron Bartz. Bartz was 0-2 coming into this at bat. That will bring up Braxton Cope. Cope has reached on an error, came around and scored, and then struck out.
Rounds off the bunt.
First pitch from May in for a strike.
Yeah, not bringing the bat back, but even if he would have, it was, actually, I'm sorry, he did bring the bat back, and it was a called strike.
He shows bunt, and he will bunt this one down the first base line. And the tag will be applied by Salazar.
Oh, yeah, he definitely caught him.
That will go 3-U.
Cope tried to sell it that he was missed, but
on the put out. And
nonetheless, he did a very good job of getting that bunt down and advancing the runner.
A sack bunt by Cope. And that will bring up Xavier Rodriguez. He's 0 for 2. He has popped up the third and struck out. Bryce Davis on deck. A breaking ball. That'll get away from Comorn.
No, and he's running from second, and not fast enough reaction by Comorn to, after finding out where that ball was, to get to it. Not a good look there.
A leadoff walk has come around to score on a wild pitch. And Coach Kremp will make his way to the mound. Oh, that has to be.
Yeah, and nobody else in the infield wants any part of that discussion right now between Coach Krimpine, May, and Comorn, as they're actually all turning around. And they know what that discussion is all about, and they're staying as far away from it as possible.
May from the windup, pitch down and away for a ball. And that'll take the count 2-1. 2-0.
Yeah,
I'm
I
looking
say
at the wrong
2-0.
one.
Yeah, it was only the second pitch. And down again.
Xander Forcell headed to the bullpen. Maybe he's just going to catch.
Oh,
no, he's taking a glove down there.
Giving a glove, catcher's mitt to whoever is
3-0 the count.
I would assume maybe Nathan Miller is catching for Eli.
Pitch in for a strike. This is hit out to right. That'll drop in for a hit, and Rodriguez will get his first hit of the night or the afternoon.
Now batting, second baseman Bryce Davis.
Bryce Davis will come to the plate. He is 1 for 3 with a single and 2 groundouts to third. And it was an RBI single back in the third. They brought home Braxton Cope. Pitch in for a strike.
Ooh, pizza time.
Peyton Flanagan on deck. A breaking ball for ball 2 and a stolen base picked up by Rodriguez.
Yeah, with no throw. It was a great one to steal on as that ball was down in the turf and not able to be fielded cleanly by Comorn.
That pitch gets the outside corner. For strike 2, 1-2. May will deal. This is hit right to Oscar Salazar at first, and he will step on the bag to retire Davis. That'll go 3U unassisted, but the runner will advance
First baseman Peyton Flanagan.
down to third.
Yeah, and again, just Oscar real nonchalant in making that play. Like to see maybe a faster, just to get a quick look over there at the runner at third in case he gets off the bag a little further than he should. Keep him honest.
Now Flanagan will come up to the plate. He has a single and 2 walks. Pitch misses for a ball.
And low and outside for ball 1.
May takes a long look in. He comes set and he will deal. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. This one fouled back for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Flanagan.
Let's go. Want it. Want it, kid. Let's go.
A long time for the delivery.
This is hit back up the middle. This will score Rodriguez.
Move around. Let's go, Peanut.
An RBI single for Flanagan.
And that looks like it will do it for, yes, it will do that for Carter May as his afternoon is over. And Coach Krempine motions for Eli Barron to make his way in.
May will go 2/3 of an inning.
Eli's number 2. And yes, that is it for Carter. And as you mentioned, he goes 2/3 of an inning, allowing 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no strikeouts, and 1 walk.
Due up for the Broncos, Peanut Brazel.
Eli will be the 6th pitcher of the game. Yeah, the entire rest of the Raiders defense having a little get together in shallow right or center field.
Well, this mean it's just been a beautiful day.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
The skies in Texas.
Wind trying to let up maybe a little bit. I mean, it's still out there, but I don't think it's quite as gusty as it was earlier.
Now pitching for the Raiders, number 2, Eli Barron. Now batting for the Broncos, left fielder Peanut Brazel.
Peanut Brazel. And just doing a quick glance at the base runner.
This is hit down the third baseline. Gayton has it to throw to first in time. And that will
And a 1 pitch.
end the inning. That will go 5-3
Runs in the bottom of the 6th. We'll go to the 7th inning.
on the putout
Broncos
of
on top the Raiders,
Brazel
9-3.
as the Raiders now trail 9-3.
Yeah, chasing 6 here, and I always love to see that. Coach Krempine taking a little time to pull Carter May over and just talk to him a little bit about what he saw out there on the mound and discussing maybe some adjustments that he can make and things that he can do to improve himself as a player. And
Looks like we got another pitching change. Clint Beck will make his way to the mound, and so we should see a new third baseman.
that is correct. And he just switches places with the previous pitcher, I believe, which was
Looks like we have a
27.
new catcher.
Yeah. So it looks like
I can't see the number. It's hard to tell.
looks like Jaron Pettyjohn has made his way over to third. Yes, that is correct. Brazel's still out, and single digit catcher, maybe Caden. Is that Caden Ward? Number 7?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Does that sound right? Is Caden Moore possibly a catcher? No?
Is that still Cope?
Oh, is it still Cope? Looks like almost a
Yes,
single
the numbers are so close
yeah, the
together.
1-0
Yeah.
are really close. So
Yeah.
almost looks like a single digit from here. So that all looks the same still.
Due up for the Raiders. Forsell, Heinrich, and Snow.
Rodriguez.
Actually, we will see
Yeah, center. Just Jaron
Comorn
with.
will
Yep, get rid of the
hit. So 48.
Lead off the 7th inning for the Raiders.
towel.
Number 48 is Jordan Corbin.
Jordan Comorn will take his first
Sidearm.
swing of the night for a strike.
Big sidearm delivery there from
And we do have a
Clint
pinch
Beck.
hitter for Rainer Heinrich. That pitch fouled away for strike 2.
Number 16 is going to be Jordan Kaspar.
Now batting, number 16
3
is
pitches, 3 swings.
Jaden Hosfurter.
Jordan. Right,
Jaden
was it
Hosfurter.
Jaden?
Jaden Hosfurter.
Jaden. I said Jordan earlier. This is a J.
Pitch in for a strike.
Yeah, really different look for these guys.
Yeah,
Looks
it's the
like
first sidearm
Robert
pitcher that we've
Turbay.
seen. This one is fouled away.
Is that Robert Turbay on deck?
Is that number
as well?
18?
Yes, it is.
That would be.
So again, coach giving everybody that opportunity to come in to the game. Another strikeout, 6 pitches. Being very efficient. Six pitches, 6 strikes.
Pitch down and away.
Now batting, number 18, Robert
First
Turbay.
ball
Ball
thrown.
1.
Yeah. Same thing, a little low.
2-0 the count. Raiders down to their final out.
Same position, just able to get that one higher up and get the strike call. Ooh,
See, now,
that's
the
a
last
good
one
looking
wasn't a
pitch.
strike to me, but this one was. All right, and he didn't call it.
Yeah, that one seemed to also be a bit low, but
That
he's like that.
That was
you know?
perfect. It was right down the pipe.
There.
There you go. Another strike. Full count to Jaden Hosfurter, or Robert Turbay, rather, and he will draw the walk.
Now batting, number 8, Oscar Salazar.
Yeah, Oscar does stay in for himself.
One on with 2 outs for Salazar. Salazar is 0 for 3. He will take for a ball. Landon Miller on deck. Swing and a miss for strike 1 on a pitch that was a strike.
It was, no doubt. Big swing from Oscar Salazar there as well. Another strike. Pretty pitch. Very
Raiders down to
deceptive.
their final strike.
Very deceptive delivery there for that sidearm.
Pitch outside for ball 2. Beck comes set. He will deal inside for ball 3. Pitch out.
Oh, no. Well off the plate, well outside. And
Wow.
he's just going to turn and walk away and not have to listen to Oscar, what Oscar has to say, but not even close.
Raiders leave a runner on base in the top of the 7th.
Unbelievable.
The Raiders get no runs and no hits as
The Raiders 9-3.
Clint Beck comes on and strikes out all 3 or outs.
Yeah.
Not necessarily batters as he walked one, but
Yep.
struck out 3.
Yeah, just
And the Raiders
sort of a hum-ho game, right? I mean,
with
just
well, like we talked about, you know,
Yeah.
coach has got to find
he's
out,
gonna
you
be
know,
getting a lot of guys out there that aren't the norm. So it's almost like
he's
a
looking for the
preseason
9
game.
for that 9 that he can have a solid lineup going into the playoffs, and using this game to find that out. Next week,
as will be the same, you know.
well, next week will be Hutto, so most likely
Hutto.
you'll be seeing seniors play in that game. So Jonathan will go over the final numbers here in just a moment.
Yeah, and again, you know, seeing 6 batters here, 6 pitchers, excuse me, to all the way together for the Rouse sideline, and that shows a total of 6 innings with 6 hits allowed, 4 errors, 5 strikeouts, and 4 walks. So just a collaboration of a lot of stuff going on there. And, you know, as we talked about, I mean, the final 9-3, but 2 errors accounted for 5 of those runs, or 6 of those runs, excuse me, 6 of those runs with 2 errors coming in. And team does come up 28 at bats, only 9 hits here so 9 hits and only 6 hits allowed. So that's the interesting part of that, is they out-hit the Lake Belton Broncos by 3 and lost by 6. So
Yeah, right, that's interesting.
yeah, just again, the errors and the walks come back to haunt you. Errors more so on the pitching side here for the Broncos. They did bring 5 batters or 5 pitchers, again allowing 9 hits, 3 runs, 8 strikeouts, and only 2 walks. So really good line there for those guys.
All right. Well, we're going to break away quickly, get back on the road to get back home. We want to
Yes.
thank you for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider baseball. The unhappy final today as Rouse drops this one 9-3. As you know, we made some errors that came back to bite us, that extended innings. Unfortunate.
Counting for 6 of those runs. So.
For Jonathan Kaspar, I'm Michael Francis. Thank you for watching Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.